while we wait for Mr. J Maynard the Tron Guy, to take the stage. He is straight out of the archives of the internet as one of the OG memes of the internet. One of the people that bridged the digital divide between meme online and meme in real life. And he took that role and handled it with grace and authenticity and really made a name for himself nationwide here. He's had appearances on Jimmy Kimmel 14 times. He's been on Tosh.0. He's been featured in South Park. He's also been on America's Got Talent. Without further ado, this is Jay Maynard, the Tron Guy. How you doing, Jay?
Let's go! Let's go!
Greetings, programs. Sitting in a friend's basement and take some time out from the stuff I'm here to do to be here with you folks.
We appreciate it, Jay.
We appreciate that you're here.
So it's great to have you, Jay. D, I'll let you take over from here. I'm just going to listen and jump in whenever you want me to, okay? I'll let you lead this one.
Sure, absolutely. So we're in the Tron Mega Space initiative that was picked up from original Tron OGs or original Tron holders. Actually, I believe Mo is here with us. He started doing a religious every Tuesday meetup for an opportunity for people or Tronics to get together and have a conversation about what's going on Tron. And then Coconut Chicken team picked up the baton and has been continuing it forward at this point. And now we meet every Tuesday just to talk shop about what's going on in the Tron blockchain and to discuss with other project builders and leaders about what's going on in their worlds. So it's an initiative to bring together the entire network so that we can begin to work together. And the project based on you has been making waves and collaborating, and took advantage of some great collaboration with Coconut Chicken and other meme coins that are beginning to found themselves here on the network. But I guess if you got just like a little bit of time, we won't take up too much, but could you share with us a little bit about how you rose to fame?
Well, it all started when I went to my first science fiction convention. This was in 2003, and I saw a masquerade, science fiction convention version of a costume contest. And thought, hey, that might be fun. And the convention I went to was a combination of science fiction and computing. And it struck me that Tron, being a science fiction movie about computers, would be a good choice. So I spent the next year kind of designing and plotting and planning and scouring eBay and bought some stuff, did some work on it, and took pictures of it as I was going along, because I wanted to, in case somebody else wanted to follow in my footsteps. And about a week before, Slashdot, the geek news website, ran a story about a guy with a homemade Tron costume, and that wasn't me. He was the most memorable thing about his was that he sat there. He didn't use the correct helmet. Instead, he molded one, sculpted it around himself, and the story played up about how he'd sat there for a few hours with straws up his nose so he could breathe. And I thought, oh boy, I've been scooped. And so I went to this con, and the people who ran Slashdot were guests. And I said, walked up to them in the costume and said, hey, would a follow-up story be appropriate about that? Yeah, sure, no problem. So I posted to Slashdot about another fan-made Tron costume. Oy, talk about exploding. This was before the days of Twitter or YouTube or anything like that. So it was, everybody emailed their friends, hey, you got to check out this website. And it just kind of exploded.
Now take us back to the moment that you realized that it was going viral. What was that sensation like?
Well, so in fact, the friend who I'm staying with, he and his wife were at that same con, and I had taken him to the airport, and when I got back to the con, people were telling me, "Oh wow, you need to check on Slashdot," and I did, and boy, talk about the comments on the. You know how they say never read the comments? Yeah, well, I shouldn't have. Um, because they were all taking great glee in trashing me and the costume and all kinds of stuff. I mean, let's face it, folks. I'm not exactly the kind of shape that people think of when they think of somebody in spandex. Now, am I? And so Slashdot really slammed it, and another couple of websites jumped in the game, and the con was in Detroit, and I live in rural southern Minnesota, and so drove back home the next day. I had driven by myself, drove back by myself, and that was a long 12-hour drive. But because by the next day it was all over everything.
So that was a 12-hour drive with no mobile phone. So you're completely like detached at that time. So you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, I drove along listening to. I've been a Sirius XM subscriber since the beginning, and drove along listening to XM, trying to get my mind off of all the negativity I'd read.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. So it mostly negative in the beginning. When did it shift? What caused that?
Well, I started getting some media attention from morning radio shows and the like, and I decided early on that okay, I'm stuck with this fame. I can't run away from it. I can't hide from it. I might as well embrace it. And I had decided that if anybody asked, from the media asked me a question, they were going to get an honest answer, and I didn't care whether they liked it or not. That was their problem. And so I started doing these radio interviews, and you could tell that if you listened to them, that they were trying at first to play "Let's Make Fun of the Geek," and discovering that it didn't work because that I wouldn't I didn't take offense, I didn't get unhappy or anything. I just calmly answered the questions. And and that at that point, that's when it started to turn around. Was when people started hearing my side of all this, and then Jimmy Kimmel Live had me on, and you could tell Jimmy was going to do the same thing until about halfway through, and then he realized, hey, wait a minute, there's actually more here, and so he started playing it straight, and we had a good old time. And that's really when it started turning around and becoming positive.
Oh wow! So what did they end up having you? Because you were on the show a number of times. What was your favorite part about that whole experience?
Well, I got to go places and do things and meet people I never would have otherwise. Um, I sat backstage at a rock concert between Jimmy and Quentin Tarantino. Um,
Oh wow!
Yeah, I've met Pat O'Reilly, who seemed to be vastly amused by the costume. Um, just I've been to I got to take a ride on one of the zero G parabolic airplane flights, and they I am susceptible to motion sickness. Heavy
Oh
G's or
no!
negative G's don't do much for me at all, and they took great glee in showing every time I'd use the barf bag. But they called me asking me, before we did that, asking me if I would have a problem with it and if I was susceptible to motion sickness. And I said yes, and don't let that stop you.
So So you're no stranger to getting out there. And what do you enjoy going out in public? To like, what's what's the inspiration to continue to do that if opportunities like that open up?
Well, it took me a while to get used to it. And in fact, the first time I was on Kimmel, right before they called me out, standing backstage as they were announcing me and thinking, "Oh my God, I'm about to go on national TV wearing nothing but spandex." And I let myself indulge in that for about 5 seconds. So, okay, here you go. Can't back out now. Let's do it. And what I learned is that I'm just going to do it and have my enjoyment my way. And if somebody don't like it, it's their problem.
Hell yeah, Jay.
No, he's sharing something that a lot of famous people they don't share. All these situations when they become like meme, it's like a hard time to be enjoying that. But let's say that this is like the next chapter. I believe that this chapter is going to be happiness. This chapter is going to be Tron Guy succeed, and we're going to see everything grow. So I think that D is really crazy to. I don't know if you make it happen, bro, but this is like legendary, and I believe that this is going to be a positive. We're here, Jay, to show that this community appreciate you and appreciate what you did, and I believe that we're going to go to the next level and we're going to see like good things. So D, congratulations, and Tron Guy team, they did awesome to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jay, can you tell us kind of where you stand with blockchain at the moment? And you said that you actually hold some TRX. How did you begin experimenting with that?
I'm a computer geek, and so blockchain is a computer thing. And I had when Bitcoin first came out, I ran a miner for a while, didn't get any out of it, and finally gave up. If this isn't going to do me any good, why waste the cycles? But I've dabbled. I bought a few things here and there. I have about $2,500 worth of more traditional Bitcoin. A Bitcoin, Ethereum. I have 12 million Shiba Inu, just like everybody else, and a fair amount of Doge. I don't remember how much TRX I have. I bought that because when the Tron coin first came out, everybody was tagging me. Oh, hey, you such no, I didn't have anything to do with it. I went and bought some and have held on to it ever since. So yeah, right now I'm just kind of dabbling.
Sure. What was your first take when someone reached back out to you saying, "Hey, what's going on? What do you think about this meme project that was based on the Tron Guy?"
I guess my thought was, okay, well, if somebody thinks they can do good with it, yeah, fine, as long as I get a piece of it.
So I guess what are you open to in this next chapter? Like obviously we're gonna make some solid plans, but what's something that you would love to see happen out of this project? Somewhere that you want to go, somebody you want to meet? Because as we grow, the opportunities are going to expand, and I guess what if you could dream up something or someone that you want to meet or to relive the experience of fame, what do you want to do?
So a lot of the stuff that I'm most interested in is in the world of computing, and I have in the traditional world of computing, I've made friends with several folks that names you'd recognize, and so I've already got that. I guess what I'd like to see out of this I don't. It would be nice if Elon Musk would notice and say hi, and not that I'm particularly interested in driving a Tesla, but hey, if he wants to send me up on a SpaceX rocket, I'll take him up on it.
Hey, oh my goodness!
Oh, let's go!
Go for it, there, guys.
I have to join here because that would be epic.
It would.
Man, what?
Where's the wallet? Where's the wallet? Let's put the
Tron
wallet
Guy to
address.
the moon, literally.
Literally.
Absolutely. Let's go.
More practically, I'm. If you look at me, I'm getting towards that age where people think about retiring. I'd like to have a reasonably secure retirement, and I'd also like to get the famous Tron plane back. I know the guy who has it, and he says he'll sell it to me anytime I can come up with the money. And
let's do it.
Oh my goodness!
Let's get the plane back, guys.
Looks like we got some roadmap items.
Yeah. So that kind of thing. I don't have a lot of expensive desires or anything like that. I just want to be able to go along, live my life comfortably, and not have to worry about much.
So
we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, what kind of activities would you like to make a public appearance in?
I'm open to pretty much anything. The main limitation is that it needs to be something that isn't gonna mess up the costume.
Right.
But I've done the conventions. In fact, I went to a fan convention one time with Cindy Morgan, and got absolutely mobbed. That's been quite a number of years ago, and I was sorry to hear of Cindy's passing. She was a great lady.
Oh yeah, R.I.P.
And that kind of thing. Other kinds of conventions. Pretty much. I'm not all that interested in doing the prank video kind of thing.
Yes.
That never.
You're going to be enjoying life in these videos. They're going to be cheating.
So if you're willing to go to the moon, I think it's probably safe to say that once this catches enough attention and Jimmy calls you back, you're ready to go say hi to him again?
Oh, hell yes. I must note that he probably wouldn't let me talk about the coin in any great depth, but I will certainly, if Jimmy called me tomorrow, I'd be out there. I don't have a problem doing that at all.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily, you don't have to talk about it. It's like it's just an infrastructure that's behind you. You just got to be you, and not even really worry about it, because it's you going out and engaging with the public and just talking about what you know and why you do it and your story. I think it will resonate with a lot of people, especially in today's world where there's such like an identity crisis with people figuring out who they are. So I think there's multiple things that you have left to share with the world, and I think it's going to make it a better place.
Well, I hope so.
So
it's going to.
Let's see. I guess do you have any questions for the community, or does anybody here in the community have any questions for Jay? I know you're on vacation, so we don't want to keep you too long.
I do. I have one thing to tell Jay. So Jay, during this journey, I started a theme that I'm doing with tattoos. On the right side of my body, I started with Tron as the main theme, and I have the sub tokens going down my right arm. And on the left side, I started with Tron meme season, and Coconut Chicken is there right now. So tomorrow, as a tribute to you and the Tron Guy token, I'm getting Tron Guy right under Coconut Chicken to start filling in meme season, Tron meme season on my left arm. And look, brother, we're going to do amazing things together. I promise you.
Hey.
Yes, that's a radical man of crazy Travis.
Yeah, Jay,
Let's go.
I was just gonna. Sorry.
Have you ever heard of anybody getting a tattoo of the Tron guy?
Nope.
Jay?
Nope.
No.
Well, all right. Well, this is the first. Let's go, baby.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say, well, Trev, first of all, wow, like impressive,
Yes.
wow. I've never met anyone like that, and not just in the space, in the crypto space, but in life. You know, like I've seen a lot of tattoos, but what you're doing is very special, and you deserve also to be like very well recognized for that. You know.
Yes,
Second
yes,
of all, I know that Jay Maynard has been through a lot through his career. You know, like being on TVs, like like all these jokes and memes. But I don't think anyone has ever told him publicly that, hey, I'm gonna get a tattoo kind of you on my skin, on my body. You know, so like that's impressive as well. You know, I find that really unique.
Jay's message is very important, man. It resonates today in this world that we're in, like D said. So this project is very important because of Jay and his message, and that's why it's going to succeed.
Yeah, and I know I have some friends with a South Park tattoo, and of course he should add the Tron guy. But I think in future times the whole blockchain will be easier to learn also for Jay. Yeah, it's a new progress to learn to our Tron systems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think in future times it will be easier to tell everybody how the energy system works, how to get energy, because it's like, in my opinion, it's easy to talk about this blockchain, yeah, because it behaves like a solar blockchain. You get your energy back every 24 hours. If you spend some money there, it's not another blockchain like you have to spend your gas, like your traditional gas fees, like oil or so. So it's more sustainable. So I think we can talk a lot about sustainable stuff. So educate people around blockchain projects. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a handshake to people that haven't been ready to jump in, but remember Tron Guy and find it as like a safe entry just to kind of explore and play. I even got my father set up with his own, Tron Link wallet, and I spent an afternoon teaching him how to use it. And I loaded it with some Tron Guy for him, or actually he bought some, and so it's going to be the first place where
you make your father buy. You make your father buy.
But I got one last question for Jay. Jay, what is there something that you've been working on personally that you would love to share, like some project or something that you're developing that you're interested in sharing with anybody right now?
Well, what I'm doing, I'm working with Eric Raymond. If you all know about open source software, you've heard that name. There was an attack recently that would have inserted malware into basically some of the most secure software on the internet that got foiled. And Eric is working on a tool to remove the means by which that attack was made. And he and I are working together on that by taking my software project and applying his tool set to it. His project is called Auto Dafe because it removes auto tools. And so, if you've heard about the XZ attack, this is our response to it. And that's what I'm doing this week.
Oh, cool. So even on your vacation, you're still building.
Right. I'm just not doing anything I'm getting paid for.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know. Is there anything else you have? Anything to say? Does anybody have any last questions before Jay can go about his business? I don't know how much time you have or if you want to stick around, but I don't want to take up too much time.
My laptop battery is complaining at me, so.
All right. Well, then we'll wrap it up.
I just want to say thank you very much, Jay, for joining us today. Hopefully, you'll find time to join our future spaces as well. And I assume, I think you mentioned that Tron Guy will be having their own separate space as well. weekly at some point, right? So probably we'll see Jay there as well, attending, since you guys are now working together.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, Jay, thank you so much for taking time and coming to say hi. Like, it means a lot to us, and for the future of the project.
100.
Have yourself an awesome vacation, and make sure you don't run out of battery on your laptop. We need you to help cancel malware.
No problem. Thank you all, and I appreciate
Thank you very much.
All right, Jay. See you, brother.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hey, so D, so when is that first Tron Guy AMA gonna be?
The date is to be decided. We're gonna wait for Jay to enjoy his vacation.